All right. I was gonna make some sort of old timer joke, but I decided not to.
Give me your best shot. Come on.
No, to be honest, I had one earlier in the day. I was thinking of something, what I wanted to kick it off with, and now I don't remember. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, whatever. It's fine. The main thing was like we're now like I can now safely like we're now past 20 years of friendship. Like
Yeah. Yep. I've known you
comfortably.
half my life now. What I'd give to go back, I
Yeah,
tell you.
exactly.
No, no, I don't like hockey. Hockey's stupid, and wrestling is for hillbillies.
Rock music, that.
Yeah, I'm more of a jazz man myself.
Exactly. Well,
But hey, you're poking fun at me. But yeah, my 40th birthday was Sunday. Hung out with the fam. Went makeup shopping with my daughters as part of my birthday. So that's that. Let that be a warning to those of you youngins that are like, I think I want kids one day. Your birthdays will be spent doing other people's stuff because that's what makes you happy.
I mean,
Because you become a softie.
I imagine that activity made you feel even older. Like,
It was more about just doing stuff with the kids that they
sure,
wanted to do.
sure. But yeah, well, good.
And then, speaking of kids, before we move on to the actual show,
Yes.
I believe we need to send a shout out to our Seattle
Oh,
correspondent.
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Mr. Matthew Manti. He and his wife welcomed a beautiful baby girl last week. So he has joined us in the fatherhood. Yay. And I just talked to him. Well, I didn't talk to him over the phone. We've been texting because obviously he's a little busy right now.
How's
Everyone's
everyone?
they're doing good.
Awesome.
He's settling in, and he and I had talked about one thing that happens is your instincts just kind of kick in, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I'm a dad now.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how that he felt that
Yeah.
kick in.
There's no easing into it. Like it's
No.
just like all of a sudden it's like, yeah.
Oh, I better make sure this thing stays alive.
Exactly. Well, good. All right. A lot of wrestling to talk about. Some Lion stuff to talk about.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's not all bad.
Sure.
We the week started out really good, and then some stuff happened, but we'll get there.
And full disclosure, while we're taping, March Madness is going on, and Oakland is up 3 on Kentucky with 2 minutes to go. So I might be a little preoccupied for the next, 5-10 minutes.
That's fine. So full disclosure for me, the Wings were up 5-1, and then as soon as I clicked record, they gave up 2 goals, and it's 5-3 now with 8.5 minutes to go.
I want to see this is going to be the most entertaining pod ever. Who's going to melt down first?
If you see me throw my headphones, you'll know why.
Be the Valeni clip. Ah!
Yeah. I'll stand up and throw my chair. that someone called in way off topic before we even get started, but someone called in and asking about the Stony and Wojo Invitational this year. Like the chair drop has got to be like the number 1 seed.
Can I be honest? I'm already kind of over the chair drop.
Sure.
They use it so much. I'm just tired of it already.
Sure. Have you heard Roberto's new song?
No.
This kind of ties into the wrestling as well.
Let's go.
The song "We Built This City."
Yeah.
Well, he did one because I guess one day Valenti said that Detroit sports were in need of Cialis or something like that because it was when the Wings were on their losing streak, and of course the Pistons are the Pistons and stuff. And so Roberto made one of his songs that instead of "We Built the City," it was "We're Limp Dick City."
There we go.
And it's like it's his best work since Terry Foster Just Hung Up on You.
Okay.
Like,
I'll listen for it. The last 2 times I've tuned in, Rieger has been in studio. So
yes. So, but yes. But speaking of limp dicks, I guess let's start. We'll start with WWE this week.
but you were gonna say Matt and the fact that he's 40, but whatever.
No. We'll take it all the way back to Friday. Rock came out in Memphis to do a rock concert, and he's really fallen off. Can't even play the 2 chords the only 2 chords he knows now. He had to hire someone else to play 2 chords.
Yeah.
You know,
isn't that what Kiss has done for years though? They pay someone to stand off stage and play the guitar.
Yeah. They know 4 chords though.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy actually playing the guitar knows 4 chords. I'm talking about the guys in face paint and leather out on stage. What do they know?
They know 4 chords.
How to mimic it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
You know, it's the usual. A few good lines, but you know, it's whatever. It was fine. Made fun of Stardust. Said Cody was the product of drugs and cheap condoms, I think is what the line was. The real good stuff actually happened after he got done singing, when he was addressing Cody's mother. And he pulled out his own weight belt with the Brahma Bull logo on it, and saying that he was gonna. I'm convinced that Cody's gonna bleed one, if not both, nights of WrestleMania now. Because he said he's gonna whip Cody with this weight belt, and when it's soaked in Cody's sweat and blood and tears, he was gonna hand it to Cody's mom, and that's the only belt that she's gonna get handed and stuff like that. So that part was I was like, okay, now we got somewhere. Bearing the lead a little bit, the Hollywood Rock theme is back.
Yeah.
People have been clamoring for it, and they brought it. It's a nice little remix too, because they start out with his usual, and then they transition into the Hollywood Rock. So yeah.
I will say like that. You know, I've been kind of critical of him, and I didn't care for the thing Friday. It was corny as hell to me. But I will say it's really nice to see. Like, he has leaned into what the audience clearly wants, and it would have been really easy for him to kind of like, you know, Batista back at 10 years ago now, of like, no, we're going with this guy. You're going to like him whether you want to or not. It would have been really easy for Rock to be like, well, I can't do that. I've got all these brands, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he's leaned into it, and you got to give him credit for it.
Yeah.
And doing stuff like bringing back the Hollywood Rock. Like, you can tell Gwert is like, able to get his ideas through, and he hears, like, he's online and he sees, yeah, it would be a good idea. It's you know, yes, let's do that, because you don't have Dunn and Vince blocking everything. So
right. Yeah. So that was Friday, and that led to a bunch of hilarious stuff over the weekend with you know, various people reporting that all the boys in the locker room are upset because of the double standard, because Rock gets to cuss and no one else does. You know.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming at some point, and it's like, well, when you get to be on the level of The Rock, then you can go out and do and say whatever you want.
Right. And that's just nonsense, but whatever.
Yeah. And so then Monday, Cody had his rebuttal, and he comes out, and called Rock an asshole. He's like, you're not a heel, you're an asshole.
I think you're an asshole. He says, I don't think you're a heel. I think you're an asshole.
Yeah. And talks about how he's, he calls himself the final boss of that, and made a joke about, because the new Zoa, hashtag Zoa, energy tag is Big Dwayne energy. And so Cody turned that into limp dick syndrome or limp dick energy or something like that. Something about a limp dick.
I thought he said, did he say limp or little?
No, it was limp.
Okay, whatever.
Either way.
See, again, it just shows Cody's, if you're going to mock BDE for Big Dwayne energy, you got to do little, big, little, big, little.
Maybe he did say little. I don't know. I thought it was limp. Maybe it was little. Either way. He made fun of the Rock's Johnson.
You can't say things like might have been limp, might have been little to me, and not expect me to keep my composure. All right? Come on. Go anyway. Back to this foul mouth neck tattoo.
Yeah. So it was good to see him bow up a little bit and fight back.
Yeah, Mister, I'm here for the kids. Talking with that filthy mouth.
Yep.
Disgusting. He's supposed to be a hero.
Yeah.
You don't see our tribal chief out here talking like that.
You don't see your tribal chief out here talking at all.
Hey, when you're that great, you don't have to talk.
Well, he'll be on McAfee's
That's why I
tomorrow.
talk all the time. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be there this week.
Yeah, he'll be on SmackDown, and he'll be on McAfee's show tomorrow before SmackDown.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah. So yeah, we're starting to heat things up a little bit as we head towards WrestleMania.
I'd like to see them do a bit where McAfee pisses off Roman, and because McAfee's in the business now, like Roman just like decks him on the show, like Lawler and Andy Kaufman type stuff.
Yeah, no, I think if anything, McAfee's going to play the he's going to kiss Roman's ass is what it's going to be, because he's right. Friends with The Rock and everything. So
yeah, but it would be fun.
It would
to see that.
It would be fun, but yeah. So that was we're heating things up, like I said.
Yeah, I Cody's promo was pretty good. I don't understand why he, like, maybe it isn't fake, but it comes off so fake when he tries to get emotional about talking about his mom and Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the part where he's like, she's not afraid of you, Rock. She beat up a cop at a Willie Nelson concert. Like, what are you, like, that's shit the drunk at the end of the bar says. No one believes that story. I don't care if it really happened. Like, it's just nonsense. I just hated that part of it. I don't like that they're bringing his mom into it as much. Like, I don't know.
Right, but seeing as the whole thing started because Cody disrespected Rock's family.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it would be different if it were Dusty.
Right.
Cody's mother has no real influence in the business. Like,
right.
I'm a obviously big Bret Hart guy. I can see the hypocrisy because Bret loved to have it, but his family was actually, like, his dad was
right
crucial to the business at one point. No disrespect to Mrs. Reynolds, but she's not Stu and Helen Hart level.
Sure. Empty net goal. Yeah. D-Boss again. Yeah. All right.
Oh, Oakland's up 3 at the line with 4 seconds left.
Well, fuck. Well, guess I'm not winning any money this year. Oh, well.
Same as usual.
I thought, because I literally had no idea about anything. I thought this year I might do okay.
Might have a shot.
That's what I get. But yeah, I like Cody's promo a lot. So, and then we, like you said, we got the face to face between him and Roman tomorrow on SmackDown, so that everyone remembers that the end game for all of this is him and Roman for the title. So,
right. I hope they come to blows. I hope it's physical. I want it to feel like Rock and Austin heading into 17 in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, so I'm kind of torn on what I want to happen, because Heyman came out Monday, and they kind of made a deal that Roman was going to show up alone, with the exception of Heyman, and then Cody was going to show up alone, and both Jay and Seth throughout the rest of the night both went up to Cody and was like, "You sure about this?" So I think you either have to, it just has to be those two, and that's the end of it, or you got to have, like, the baby faces have to have a plan in place, and as soon as Jimmy and Solo show up, Jay and Seth show up, and like Cody was like, "Yeah, I knew I couldn't trust you, so I brought back up."
Right, and then they can also do the. See, it's different this year because even if it is bloodline rules, I've got a crew, yada yada.
Yeah. So, yeah. Did you see Drew's promo online today?
Piss off. Next question.
The man is lifting weights to Crimea River.
Yeah, whatever.
Belt that man.
Belt that man. Wow, Oakland beat Kentucky.
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy. That is crazy.
Yes, indeed it is.
Yeah, good on Drew. Whatever. Have his fun.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Get his ha-has.
Yeah, Punk will be on Raw on Monday, and we'll see what he's got to be the special guest referee. He's got to be.
So, something's got to come up here where, like,
yeah,
because he's already said in, like, interviews he's not missing Mania. Like, he didn't come back not to be part of WrestleMania in some fashion. So
yeah. I think if he can be the special guest referee, I think that'll crank that match up even more than what it already is. So, and they've done,
and
it's so funny too, because, like, after weeks of people saying that the problem was, Seth wasn't paying enough attention to Drew. Now, like, the last 2 weeks, he's been pretty focused on Drew and not really focused on the tag match. And now it's like, well, does he forget that he's got this tag match too on night one?
But, like, the thing is, and this is what I don't understand about the whole thing, is Seth has no skin in the game in that. What does Seth get? And you can say it's all to take down the bloodline, but that doesn't do it for me.
I mean,
that's
kayfabe. I don't have a real answer for you.
Right.
But we know what it is. He didn't have a real dance partner, because Punk got hurt, and they needed to figure out some way of pivoting out of the Rock and roll, but still have Rock involved in a match, and so it is what it is. I guess the thing that doesn't make any sense that I'm having more of an issue with is, and I like, in spite of this, I'm still excited for the match, and clearly the crowds are too, is the whole narrative that they have going within this Jimmy and Jay match. Like, they completely, like, they got no idea what they got going on.
What they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, they literally don't even remember who left the bloodline first.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's
bad.
That's unacceptable. It's like it's just it's unacceptable as a um as central as they've been to this entire 3 year story they've been telling with the
Mm-hmm.
bloodline.
Yeah.
Like you can't overlook that and just expect people to not remember it. Like it was a key part of the story.
Right.
So like I don't know. That was bad and unforgivable almost. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but again, like I said, it's, in spite of that, everyone's still really, the crowds are still really into it and wanting to see that match. So this is one of the things where nerds like you and I drives us crazy.
mm-hmm.
So, anything else from WWE land you wanted to touch on? The not a I don't I've said it multiple times. Not a fan of the stipulation. The last woman standing match between Becky and Nia on Raw was awesome.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that. We've got so the Raw teams for the ladder match are DIY, Awesome Truth, and the New Day.
Hooray.
So, and then we find out who the two SmackDown teams are tomorrow, I believe.
Right. Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else WWE wise.
Okay. I actually watched Collision last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Danielson and Shibata.
See, that's how tapped out I am on AEW.
Yeah, Danielson and Shibata wrestled on Collision last week.
All right,
and
well,
it was awesome.
Yeah, don't spoil it for me.
No,
my apologies.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Dynamite last night, and I heard it sounded like it was a really good show.
It was a very good show.
But
yeah, no, definitely, I would definitely go seek out Danielson and Shibata from that. And they announced last night that.
Wait, real quick, is everyone okay?
Everyone seems to be okay.
Okay. Good.
So I believe on next week's Dynamite, they're doing Ospreay and Shibata.
Holy hell! Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is going to be a day where they're going to put Ospreay and Okada on free television. Right? That's crazy.
Yeah. But coming up, last night's Dynamite was pretty good. I didn't watch the Rampage, so they aired like 3 hours of wrestling, the regular 2 hour Dynamite, and then Rampage right after. I'm guessing because of basketball, there's no Rampage tomorrow.
Yeah.
And since they tape it anyways, they're just like, sure, just tack it on to the end of Dynamite. Who cares?
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do, like, for the first time ever, a special 3 hour edition of Dynamite and, like, blow it out of the water with, like, that would have been the perfect time to bring in, like, Okada, like.
Right. They did. I mean, I don't know. I guess it did. That edition of Rampage is the best one they've done in a long time as far as the ratings go. So it worked from that standpoint, especially because the main event ended up running into the beginning of Rampage.
Mm.
So if we're watching that live, it kind of would have hooked you to stick around and watch the other show. And they did one.
I heard that match was great.
The Edge Adam Copeland and Christian one. Yes,
yeah,
it was.
I heard it was really good.
It was. That's the wrong one. Yes, it was. It was very good. I'm glad that whole thing is over. But yeah, it was very good. And again, I Quit is like a step above Last Man Standing as far as stipulations I tolerate, but this one was really well done. I love the bit where they were over in the crowd in like the penalty box area,
Yeah.
and someone had a Bruins jersey on, so he took it off the guy and put it on Christian, and then he took a Leafs jersey off another fan and put it on him, and they did a hockey fight in the penalty box. That part was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, the 10-year-old versions of those two,
Oh yeah,
like that was like a lifelong. Wouldn't it be cool if?
yeah, for sure. Um, so yeah, no, that was a really good match, and we have a new TNT champion. Adam Copeland is the new TNT champion after making he did you see what the finish was?
Yeah, I did. Awesome.
So he you know, of course the rest of the patriarchy came out and started attacking Adam, which brought out Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia to help even the odds. And he ended up handcuffing Nick Wayne and Kill Switch to the turnbuckles. And then they handcuff Christian to one of the other turnbuckles, facing forward. And so Edge just kicked, or Adam just kept kicking him in the nuts repeatedly.
Yeah.
And he still wouldn't quit. So then he brought out Spike and hit him once in the junk with Spike, and then was getting ready to hit him in the head with it, and that's when Christian quit. So, yeah,
Shockingly violent.
yeah. So yeah, that was good. But that was not the only new champion last night, as Okada won the Continental Championship from Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. It's I you know, I like Eddie Kingston, but I think this is probably the right move. If you want to do something with Okada right away, you give him a belt, let him run through some people, and then one day whenever you want to do the a big world title match, he's primed and ready to go.
Yeah. Yep. They're planting the seeds for Mercedes and Willow at some point, and they can just go ahead and hurry up and do that match, or get Mercedes in the ring at some point so she can not cut promos.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm gonna say.
I only
about
saw
that.
a clip, and I saw a clip, and I was like, ooh. I hope that report that she's the highest paid woman in the business is false, because Tony Khan got duped. At least half of her game ain't worth the money.
Right. I texted, or I DM'd my buddy Joel. He was at the show because he lives in Toronto, and after that, I was like, I DM'd him like, can we just get to the part where Mercedes does the wrestling? And he goes, come on, you got to build to it. And I'm like, well, can they build to it in a way that doesn't include her with a microphone in her hand?
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was. I mean, the last week's promo was fine, whatever. This one was just not fine. It was just not fine. But looks like we're gonna get Swerve and Takeshita at some point as a like quasi #1 contenders match for the world title. So that should be good whenever they do that. Yeah.
Man, I can't help but feel like Swerve's getting railroaded here. Like, all that talent, like Okada and Ospreay walking in the door,
Yeah.
and then MJF is supposedly like right around the corner from coming back. Like, I feel like he had made it to a point where like he deserves a run at the top, and I wonder if he's just gonna get bumped, and that sucks if it does.
Yeah, it really does. It really does, because he he's earned a run at the top for at least a little bit, but the way,
I mean, since he's come into the company, I think he's been underappreciated, and I fully admit wasn't on the bandwagon right away. I liked a lot of stuff about him, but like no one, I don't feel like he ever gets the credit he deserves. He's outstanding in the ring. He's great on the mic. His presentation is different. He just
Mm-hmm.
moves like it kind of reminds me of like how Rob Van Dam changed the way people moved in the ring. It just something about him is different, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope he doesn't get pushed aside.
Yeah.
But I can't blame them if it does happen that way either.
No, you can't, because Osprey, man, is on outside of Punk when he first showed up, and Brian, and that's excluding Kenny at his peak, Hangman at his peak, but like as far as anyone they've brought in since the beginning of the company, Osprey's about as over as anyone they've ever brought in. Like he is crazy over right now.
Well, and and I've said this a couple times now on it. Like I feel like you gotta strap the rocket right to him, get him as your world champion,
Yeah.
and build it around him as fast as you can, because all those guys you just named, people like that, the WWE audience has already like they're familiar with those guys. Unless they're a diehard, they don't have to follow them.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay is something that hasn't been available to this many eyes. You could get an audience to start following just for that guy because he's new to a lot. He could be new to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is he new, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a question he's the best in the world right now in the ring. And
No.
he's pulled the character has come together. Like that dude should be your focal point right now. Him and MJF could be a five. It could be Orton and Cena,
Mm-hmm.
where it will always be a draw for you for a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the complete opposite of Mercedes on the microphone. He's so comfortable. And all he's doing is just like going out there and being goofy. Like not goofy in like a over the top way. He's just being very affable. Like last night he comes out and he's like, last time I was here in Toronto, I was a very naughty little boy, but I'm sorry, I'm good now, and stuff. Like it just was just funny, just like, yeah, I want to root for this guy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's next week on Dynamite, him and Shibata.
Yeah, I will make that. Actually, I won't be able to watch it live, but I'll make it a point to watch that because
yeah,
I was trying to get you to watch Shibata 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You're like, hell no.
It just was no. Like anytime I saw Shibata, I liked him. It's just New Japan.
I specifically remember being like, you've got to watch him and AJ. It's incredible, and you were like, I don't really know.
I don't remember it going that way.
You watched it eventually, but like I had to like wear you down on it.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you're like, yeah, it was good. It was really good. Prick.
Yeah, I think that's it as far as AEW goes. So, yeah. So, it was a good show last night.
It feels like they're building. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I was going to shift gears. So.
Okay, I was just going to say, it feels like they're building like they've hit the build phase now for the pay-per-view. They've kind of closed out, the leftover stuff from Revolution, wrapped up a few things, and now we're going to get to build the dynasty, and let's hope they keep up the momentum.
Yeah. it was announced last week that Shayna Baszler is going to work GCW Bloodsport during Mania weekend.
Cool.
So, yeah, that is pretty cool. So, look at all Papa H trying to play with others.
Right. I know there's been some people who are like, now that Vince is gone, AEW and WWE could mend the relationship. Wouldn't it be cool if Dustin followed, made an appearance and saved little bro?
I don't think they're there yet.
It could be possible.
It could be possible. But I don't think they're there yet. Maybe soon.
It wouldn't have to be like a partnership, but like, hey, you ever want, when you bring one of our guys in, maybe we'll let you license some footage and you let Dustin stand at ringside and pop one of the, Samoans real quick and we get that pop and he gets to celebrate with Cody sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe. I think it's infinitely more possible now than it would have been otherwise, obviously, but
sure.
Yeah.
All right, shift your gears.
That was the gear shift, is talking about Shayna doing Bloodsport. So.
Oh, okay.
I think I don't have anything else wrestling related. Do you?
Nope.
Did I tell you that the Sunday WrestleMania Sunday tickets have been purchased?
You mentioned that last week.
All right.
Yep.
And then I also got our tickets for the World too. So.
Oh, you're going to that? That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that. We're going Friday, so maybe I'll even see McAfee and the boys because they're broadcasting live that day. I don't know if we're gonna be there.
Don't you have a McAfee shirt?
No, I bought my MCDC shirt from his store, but I don't have an actual McAfee shirt.
Yeah, you should wear it though.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me! Yeah.
But that's the day we're gonna be in the city doing other stuff, so I don't know if we're gonna be there during that or not. But either way, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go check that out. Get all my merch there, so I don't gotta worry about getting it at the stadium and hauling.
Bring your wallet.
Oh yeah. So.
That's why you wanted to win this March Madness bracket.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. Yeah. Would have came in handy, but oh well. YOLO. It's only money, right?
Right. Honestly, yeah.
But, all right. Lions free agency, week 2. Start off the week strong. Hired signed a guard. I can't remember his name. Starts with a Z. Kevin Z.
Kevin Zeitler, you jackass. He's like one of the top guards in football. We just signed.
You think I know random offensive linemen on other teams?
He's a Pro Bowler, for God's sakes. You play Madden? Come on.
I'm just saying. Unless they're like a stud left tackle, I probably don't know it.
Unbelievable.
Well, it is what it is.
Great signing.
Yeah.
He got Brad Holmes, I guess it's just the lifelong Lion in me that it's just pessimistic. But, how dare I lose faith or even question the thinking. He got Glasgow and now you got me not remember his name. Zeitler for less than what it would have cost to get Jonah Jackson. Jonah was what, 17.5? Didn't he?
Something like that. It was up there.
And Brad got both of those guys for like, I think it's $9.5 million total. And Pro Football had them as the two of the top 15 guards in the entire league. Like, he made his offensive line better for less money in the offseason.
Yeah.
The dude, he's killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're telling these guys is, I mean, that culture that they built must be getting around the league.
Yeah. Yep. So then, yeah, we were all, everyone was like, oh, wow. Like, the draft board is wide open. Like, they can do whatever they want. And everyone would pretty much be okay with it outside of, like, you know, a quarterback or something. Kicker in the first round or whatever.
Another running back.
Yeah, running back would probably be one, but like linebacker. But they could do, you know, wide receiver, they could go cornerback, they could go defensive lineman, they could go offensive lineman. And everyone would be like, yeah, okay, cool. And then Cam Sutton had to go and be a piece of shit.
And allegedly.
Although I don't see a reason to be on the run from the law if you didn't do anything. But yes, allegedly.
I'm just saying to cover our ass.
Sure.
Very clear that he hasn't had any. He hasn't been charged with a crime.
Sure.
But he's accused. He's wanted in North Carolina. And
I thought it was Florida.
Florida. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's accused of domestic violence, strangulation. Like,
yeah.
And they've been looking for this guy for over 2 weeks now. So it's clear, like, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been arrested and formally charged. So.
Right.
Just to be clear.
Right. Yeah. So then the Lions released him today, which is the right move. And so as of right now, it's like $10 million against the cap.
Yeah.
But they can file some sort of waiver.
If he gets arrested, yeah.
And that'll get cleared. So now it looks like they should probably go out and sign another corner. Stephon Gilmore is still out there.
Trade for L'Jarius Sneed.
I don't think they're gonna. Now. I don't think they're gonna do anything like that.
This is the perfect opportunity for it. You're gonna clear like 40% of his salary because you got rid of Cam Sutton. Like, when you recoup his money, you're gonna, like, that's 40% to what L'Jarius Sneed is probably gonna cost you. You've got $27 million. Give that man another 10 and let's go. Like, let's get there, get that guy, and just turn that secondary into a nightmare for every team in the league for the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, maybe. I think Stephon Gilmore would be a good signing for like a 1 year. His brothers are in the organization already. He had a really good year, even at, you know, his advanced age in Dallas last year. I think he's a former Defensive Player of the Year.
He had a couple really good years with the Patriots.
Yeah. So, be fine with that. Is it Xavier Howard? I think he's still available.
Yeah, I don't like him.
So, yeah, I don't know. Because if you do this need, you're gonna have to give up your first round pick, and I really think, especially because you need to either draft, because it sounds like Reynolds is gone. He was meeting with Baltimore. Yeah. So you got to replace him. So you could draft like one of the mock drafts I saw had them drafting Coleman from Florida State.
Is that Keon Coleman?
Keon Coleman, yeah.
Yeah.
So that gives you another, and he's like, a big body red zone type target, which is outside of Laporta. They really don't have someone like that on the roster right now. And you could go that route. You can draft a corner who can then like develop behind Gilmore or whoever and Davis, or same thing with the offensive line. You can, because you're probably gonna have to let Decker walk, so you draft a left tackle that can sit and develop for like.
Oh no, when Decker ends up leaving, Panay's gonna switch to the left.
Okay, fine, then a right tackle. That either way.
Right, but I'm just saying like that there is a distinction there.
Sure.
But Panay is an unbelievable monster, and you're going to secure Jared Goff's backside for the long term if Taylor leaves.
Sure. So, but
I don't think it would cost you a first to get Snead. I think you could do a second and like a third. And you got to remember they're going to get compensatory picks in this draft. So you could essentially take losing a CJ Gardner-Johnson or who's the other one? Jonah Jackson, and you could end up taking the picks you earned for them and turning that into L'Jarius Sneed, and you still have your first and another third and possibly another third, because I'm not sure what compensatory picks they're going to get, but they could end up with a couple thirds.
Right.
I don't mind the idea of developing another guy, but when L'Jarius Sneed, like you've seen him in the league be successful, like you take the proven commodity to me, because again, and not to minimize the seriousness of what Cam Sutton's accused of, but like losing him from the payroll is kind of a gift to you in this instance, because he was someone you were going to need to probably replace after next season anyway. You can kind of turn this unfortunateness into a positive for the team right away and still be able to do what you're talking about. If you want to take a wide receiver in the first, you've still got your first pick. Yeah, you'll miss your second, but if you got 2/3 behind it, that's where you can get depth at the offensive line. Maybe add another young cornerback there that you develop. It's still there, and you can go get an impact player that I think would help make that defense top tier and make us real Super Bowl contenders at that point.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, with each passing day that a deal hasn't gotten done with Snead, either re-signing with the Chiefs or getting traded, I suppose it becomes more and more possible. But I'm just like, I guess I'm just not like, I'm not even considering that as a possibility, so I don't then like get upset if they don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying they shouldn't go do it. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to.
I will be frustrated if like someone like Buffalo, I don't even know who has a cap, that maybe Jacksonville was one of the teams that was rumored, but whomever it is could also go get him and sign him to an extension. If they trade a 3rd round pick for that, it's going to be kind of frustrating to see. Like, yeah, I still trust you, Brad, but like, man, I feel like that's a guy, like, and if you could have had him for just a 2nd round pick, knowing that you just lost your presumptive number 1 corner for the year. You can help yourself here. You're upgrading that position, and it's not going to cost you nearly as much against your future plans as you thought it was, because you're going to get some of Cam Sutton's money back. So,
Sure. But no, I mean that would be the ultimate, because then you got Snead on taking out number 1. You got Davis then as a really good number 2, and then you got Branch, or the kid they just got from the Raiders,
right?
To match
and
up.
Melifonwu's back there still. Kirby Joseph is back there.
You got your safeties there, yeah. So
it was weird because when earlier in the week there was talk that the Lions, like I saw a little chatter that like Tracy Walker could be brought back on a really cheap deal.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hate that, because he, 2 years ago, he was a really good player, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And he just never got the momentum. Maybe if he gets some momentum going in preseason or something, and he finds a way on the field, because they have run that 3 safety look, maybe he could help, or at least provide some depth. And he's someone who knows the system and has been reliable before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's almost a shame that they're so set at safety, because there's still a lot. Like the safety market this year was like Simmons is still out there, right?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, but it's like they really don't need another safety, so they need corners. So oh well.
I mean, you could go sign him, and if he played well when they put him at corner,
yeah,
Branch can play the slot. Like,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Elsewhere, it looks like the Vikings are making preparations to move up and get JJ. Or at least that's what everyone's saying. It's either that or they're going to go up and get Drake May. Really make a splash, but
that would be funny to me. I don't know where this JJ McCarthy hype came from. I just don't get it. But okay,
God bless
him. Hope it works out for him.
Well, if he goes to Minnesota, I hope it doesn't work out for him. But
yeah,
literally anywhere else, yes. I hope JJ McCarthy becomes a Pro Bowler. But if he goes to Minnesota, I hope he sucks. So, but I'm also hoping Caleb Williams turns into Jamarcus Russell. So,
yes.
That would be the funniest thing, is if like Caleb just comes in and just like, oh, he can't miss, and then he's just awful, and then Fields goes on and like beats Russ out for the job in Pittsburgh, and
yeah,
like ha.
I do not feel good about Justin Fields being in the AFC North as a Ravens second teamer. That's scary.
It's quite the.
I know he was a flawed passer, but he was a dynamic playmaker. He's got stuff you can't teach.
Yeah,
and you can teach him to be a better passer.
It's quite the little science experiment the Steelers got in that quarterback room right now.
Yeah, I mean it gives them options, and they're both cheap.
Yeah. They're like what, like a combined like $4 million or something, like.
Yeah. I think they have to pay Russ like $1 million.
Yeah.
And Fields is on the last year of his rookie deal, right?
Yeah.
That dude. I don't know. I feel like the Bears messed up.
I mean, it's hard to say, like, if Caleb Williams is as advertised, then it's hard to say that. They just never did Fields any favors. Like, he never got, because the Bears have been such a terribly run organization for so, like, under the radar too. Like,
well, the problem is they every like 5 years would make it to an NFC title game.
right.
They snuck into a couple Super Bowls, didn't they? Or at least one. Yeah, one.
With Rex Grossman as the quarterback.
Right. Devin Hester ran a kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was the Prince Super Bowl, wasn't it?
No. Yes? No. Wasn't the Prince Super Bowl the Colts Saints Super Bowl?
I remember it being the Colts, and maybe that's why I'm thinking that might have been the Bears. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. I
don't remember that Super Bowl. I remember the Prince concert that had a football game around it.
Right.
So, anyway, Fields never, like, they had the same. They never gave him the same offensive coordinator. He had 3 different offensive coordinators, like, over the course of 3 years. It wasn't until last season they gave him any wide receiver help. Like you said, they never did the guy any favors. And let's say Caleb Williams is Andrew Luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did the Colts ever win with Andrew Luck?
Nothing.
So, like,
because that damn like, Brady and deflated footballs.
Yeah, right. I just, like, I don't think that this. I just haven't seen it from Caleb Williams enough where I believe he's going to be a Patrick Mahomes where he comes in and, like, transforms how the game is played.
Oh, no, Prince was the Bears Colts. That was the Prince one.
I was right. How dare you question?
I thought it was like I thought it was later than 2007.
Yeah, I remember the Colts vividly being a part of the game, but I couldn't remember who the NFC opponent was. But I thought it was the Bears, and you talked me out of it.
Billy Joel sang the national anthem.
Ooh.
See, now I gotta look up who did the other game I was thinking of now. But go on.
No, I was just like, I don't think the Bears made the right decision there. But, what do I know? I'm just some schmuck.
Right. Oh, that one was the Who.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, no, I only time will tell. I mean, if Fields goes out and ends up, flaming out and not being able to get on the field, or if he does get on the field and not playing well out in Pittsburgh, then it'll be hard to say that they made the wrong choice. But like we just said, if he goes out and plays well, and especially if Caleb struggles to start with, people are going to be pretty loud.
Yep.
So, all right. Is there anything else?
Football or anything else?
Yeah, any topic, any.
What do you think of the Timberlake album?
So I was gonna see, I was gonna talk to you about that offline, but I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
So there's only, off the top of my head, there's only one song that I really do not like, and it's the first song on the album.
Yeah. See, I'm not that. I think I texted you. I'm about 2/3 of the album I like, and then there's some stuff on it I'm like, yeah. But I'll reserve the rest of my comments for what I feel is the impending talk offline.
Yes. Yeah. So
I texted you earlier about that Star Wars Day.
Yes.
I still can't find ticket information, but for those of you that haven't heard, if you're Star Wars nerds like us, May 4th, Disney announced today they're going to play the entire Skywalker saga as a marathon at movie theaters across the country, and tickets go on sale Friday at noon. But I can't. They haven't published ticket information, at least it's that I've seen. As we're taping. So like, I don't know if it's going to be like $25, 50.
Right.
If they're like, oh, this is a once because you get a poster if you go, like a limited
Okay.
edition poster.
Yeah, the ticket price will be a large factor, and be like, hey, can I spend a day that's normally a family day watching movies I've seen a million times in the theater? So
yeah, I was trying to justify it in my head, and I'm like, it is extremely nerdy. It's not necessary, but I haven't seen the first two, or no, the Attack of the Clones I didn't see on the big screen, but I've never seen that on the big screen. I don't remember seeing A New Hope on the big screen since I've become like a dedicated fan. I haven't seen Jedi on the big screen. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen
at least in 25 years, I have.
I haven't seen Empire no, I saw Jedi last year.
Or no, it was Empire that I haven't seen because Jedi was the one they re-released.
Yeah, and you were
I went
supposed to
to
go.
that.
No, you didn't. You ended up not being able to come, or unless you went at a different time.
I went a different
Okay,
time.
all right, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I've seen Jedi. So Empire is the only one I haven't seen in the theaters.
And the last time I saw the other ones was, like I said, 25 years ago.
Mhm.
So I'd like to relive it. And it's like a nerd. Did you do the Star Wars Skywalker marathon?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So someone online was like, yeah, you could come in if you could time it right. You could come in halfway through Clones and leave right after the Last Jedi, and you'd be okay.
Yeah, I think I would, if I were going to like if I'm gonna go and try to skip something, I clo- uh I could probably skip everything before uh Revenge of the Sith if I had to miss something.
Right.
And then I wouldn't skip anything else.
Yeah.
But like, I could also see myself falling asleep at the end of Sith and trying to wake up in time for Empire and just skipping A New Hope altogether.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll catch the real sequel to A New Hope when they play The Force Awakens.
right,
Like,
exactly.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there was something. I thought there was something else I was gonna talk to you about, but I don't remember what it was now. So, when's opening day
For baseball?
for baseball?
I think the 31st. I mean, the Dodgers and Padres are already playing.
I'm talking specifically for the Yankees.
Oh, I do not know.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I'm just wondering.
Oh, you're ready to get the pain and suffering over with? Like,
I mean, yeah. Let's get it over with.
it's Thursday.
Oh, all right, cool.
They play the Astros.
Yeah, sweet.
Let's get that pain going.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, they don't play at the stadium until April 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys should. You're going to be on the East Coast. You just take a day trip over to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Forget the world. Go see the Yanks on opening day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure those tickets are reasonable.
It'd probably only be like 3 or 4 shirts in WWE world.
Right.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So I was wondering if the Phillies were going to be in town, but I'm like, no, there's no way. Like that'd be too crazy, and they're not. So
yeah, I mean, maybe the Flyers or Sixers are playing.
no, because the WWE's got the arena the whole weekend for SmackDown. For they got NXT on Saturday, and then Raw on Monday. So they got the arena booked up all through the weekend. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, there's nothing else going on besides.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot going on. There's probably a comedy show or
yeah.
something going on you guys can get into.
It's all pretty much going to be all the stuff going on is all wrestling related for the most part.
Perfect.
Well,
you shoot a Wally Mania.
Yeah, I should. I'm hip. I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Yeah, exactly. I asked her if she wanted to go to the Undertaker one-man show, and she was like, not like, she's like, well, what is it? And I'm like, well, it's just him on stage telling a bunch of stories. And she was just like very lukewarm about the whole deal. So I think I'm getting out of that. Plus it's like Thursday, so it's like the day we come in, and so, but I thought for sure I was going to end up having to do that whole thing, but doesn't look like it.
Yeah. See, I feel like that'd be kind of a unique experience.
Yeah. I'm sure it would have been fine, but she's like, he's just going to stand there and talk. I'm like, yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I mean, what else is...
That sounds fucking dumb. You idiots pay for this? Yeah. Yeah, you remember Brother Love?
Yeah.
Yeah, we paid to go see him do this exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Jim Cornette pulled his wiener out on stage.
God.
He should have got arrested for that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was something. That was something.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, it's better. It's better if it's just left alone.
So anyway.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we probably won't have a new episode next week, but we might have something for you. So stay tuned for that. And then we got to figure out too. Yeah, we'll talk after we press stop about how we want to tackle the next couple weeks. But yeah, we'll figure something out for the people.
Not gonna tackle like C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the NFC title game.
So sounds good. All right, like, subscribe, share, all that good kind of stuff. And until next week. Or next time, see ya.